Welcome back to Hardball. Our next award goes to the best concession speech of 2018. The politicians who lost their races but still delivered powerful closing messages. Well, the first nominee is Arizona Congresswoman Martha McSally. Following a very combative Senate race, McSally struck a much more congenial tone, sitting alongside her dog, Boomer.
Hey everybody, I just called Kirsten Sinema and congratulated her on becoming Arizona's first female senator after a hard-fought battle. I wish her all success as she represents Arizona in the Senate. And I also want to say thank you to everybody who supported me in this campaign, my staff and volunteers and everybody who voted for me. I'm so grateful for you as my wingman and my wingwomen in this journey.
I think that dog wanted a shorter speech. Anyway, next up is Texas Congressman Beto O'Rourke. O'Rourke fell short of unseating Senator Ted Cruz, of course, but built a highly energetic base of supporters, of course. And here he is matching their enthusiasm while using some choice words.
I want to thank this amazing campaign of people, not a dime from a single pack, all people, all the time, in every single part of Texas. All of you showing the country how you do this. I'm so proud of you guys.
There's another word there. Anyway, the final nominee is Utah Congresswoman Mia Love. Even before her loss was official, President Trump criticized her for not having sufficiently embraced him. She took a parting shot at Trump during her speech.
The president's behavior towards me made me wonder, what did he have to gain by saying such a thing about a fellow Republican? It was not really about asking him to do more, was it? Or was it something else? Well, Mr. President, we'll have to chat about that.
Sam, Jennifer, Jason, and Dana are all back. And that's, to me, the real feeling in politics comes in the concession speech, because you put everything out there. The people looked at you, they said, we really know you now, and we don't want you. It's brutal. And the people that can handle that and thank their followers are, to me, the heroes of politics. Jason?
And they're the most honest. I remember even looking back on the past, you don't want someone who's like, hey, I'm going to Disney World. Like, you want someone who says, I respect the work that you've done. I have to say it's Martha McSally, and here's why. First off, starting with Mia Love, you come to this realization that you work for a terrible guy only after you lose. I can't respect that concession speech. I love Beto O'Rourke, but, you know, it's easy to go blue, right? Anyone can do that and get enthusiasm. But Martha McSally was not only congenial, she was honest, and guess what? It ended up getting her the job anyway.
She gets appointed to the other seat.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's, I'm sorry, I think that's true. I mean, she did get a very significant consolation prize, and that's only because they could not give it to Boomer. Though.
Right, that's true.
Clearly eager for the position. But I disagree on Mia Love. I think it was very powerful. There was much more to it than that. She was talking about how Republicans didn't reach out into minority communities, and she said of President Trump, it's all transactional, no relationships. And I don't think there's ever been a better distillation of the criticism of Trump.
Yeah, but I don't like concession speeches where you sort of take a 180 from how you campaigned. With McSally, she had accused her opponent of treason literally days before. And with Mia Love, she never raised those considerations or concerns about Trump prior to the election. So for me, it's got to be Beto O'Rourke, who basically took the theme of his campaign, said we need to build off of this, we make it national, and now it turns out he may, in fact,
was the
go national.
F-bomb a play to the millennials?
I think it was just the internal passion.
It was a bleeping good.
It was both. Yeah.
My favorite, I got two favorites in history. One of them is Stevenson, Adlai Stevenson, everybody's liberals' hero. He lost to General Eisenhower. Nobody was going to beat him twice. And he said, I think he was quoting Lincoln, he said, you know, I'm too old to cry, but it hurts too much to laugh. And the other one was Ed Brooke, the former senator from Massachusetts, and he got beaten after all kinds of problems with his life. And he got beaten. He said, I did not cry on the mountain. I will not cry in the valley.
Wow.
Great
Poetry.
stuff.
Poetry.
Great stuff.
I always think of Al Gore as the class act, going out with all the flags.
Richard Goodwin wrote it.
Right. There you go. He should.
That's a start.
But, you know, you cannot
And John McCain, when Arizona is the only place where mothers don't tell their children they can grow up to be president.
Boomer, you know, you're not supposed to work with dogs or children. In this case, Boomer really helped. And I think the fact that he was no longer paying attention to her, and we were no longer paying attention to her, but paying attention to Boomer, really kind of sealed the deal. Give her human qualities.
He humanized.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's Fowler, FDR.
Yes.
And it's Checkers with Nixon, and now Boomer. McSally. Right. Anyway, and now the best concession speech in a fast track field here. Beto O'Rourke. Beto O'Rourke with the F-bomb included. Our next award goes to the best suck-up to President Trump. And the best our first nominee is new Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. During his campaign for governor, it wasn't too clean anyway, DeSantis aired this campaign ad.
Everyone knows my husband, Ron DeSantis, is endorsed by President Trump, but he's also an amazing dad. Ron loves playing with the kids.
Build the wall.
He reads stories.
Then Mr. Trump said, "You're fired." I love that part.
He's teaching Madison to talk.
Make America great again.
God, in the days of Mao Zedong, that would have been normal. Anyway, our second nominee goes to the 18 Republican members of Congress who nominated Donald Trump for a Nobel Peace Prize back in May of this year for his efforts to denuclearize the Korean Peninsula. In case you're wondering, North Korea still has a full control of all their nuclear weapons. And our final nominee is Fox News anchor Sean Hannity. Hannity joined Trump on stage during the president's final rally ahead of this year's midterm elections.
By the way, all those people in the back are fake news. Mr. President, I did an opening monologue today, and I had no idea you were going to invite me up here. And the one thing that has made and defined your presidency more than anything else, promises made, promises kept.
This is difficult. This is a gut punch to all the people on the panel here. I don't even have to talk about this. Dana, but you know how to do it.
Well, just, I mean...
Sean Hannity joining the guy he's covering.
Yeah, I mean,
in supporting
the DeSantis moment by itself is very special because you think of the therapy bills the child is going to have later in life. So just the sheer damage he did in that one moment. But I think you got to look at Hannity, and it has a lifetime achievement element to this award. I think it should, because it wasn't just that night.
So,
it's every night.
But also, like, DeSantis was doing it for a purpose, and he's a politician. Those lawmakers are politicians. They want to advance their cause. Sean Hannity threw his profession under the bus as soon as he got up on stage.
And then he took a tack on the guys in the back row.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He said, those fake news people in the back, you're a member of the news. That is the ultimate.
Well, maybe he's not. Maybe that's the lesson.
Well, you're employed by the news.
Yeah, I can't go with DeSantis. That's child abuse. That really is. I mean, that is like a step too far. I'm not in favor of bringing children into any of these things, but that was really a big
Does the end justify the means? He got elected.
Well, you know, listen, and besides, he was teaching the child to read incorrectly. He was saying Trump when he was telling him how to read. So that was like really...
I would say that was a base election strategy.
Yes, it was a very good... It's like you get them when they're young, you keep them... Look, Sean Hannity has given up any semblance of integrity.
Well, he says,
we found
if it's possible, I will defend Sean to this extent. He says he's not a journalist. So.
Well, that is true. He's a commentary person, but, when you're...
No, you can be a commentary journalist.
That's fine, but there were Fox News employees in the back of the auditorium.
He doesn't understand.
I say it's DeSantis. I say it's the corruption of a minor. I say it's having that child build this wall. Because I don't just see it as being a part of that campaign. Those videos stay on YouTube forever. Right. That child will one day be in junior high. That child will one day be in high school. They'll have to deal with that.
People have criticized fairly that President Obama was given the Nobel Peace Prize prematurely before he became president.
Yeah.
How about the 18 that wanted to give it to Trump for what he did in North Korea before he did anything in North Korea?
Yeah, and what a shining success North Korea has turned out to be.
Yes. That's
It was a very bold gesture, but it would have to be shared 18 ways.
Right.
And most Hannitys would have to be shared with Laura and Tucker. So it makes it
like a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
All the guys at the gas station bet on this thing. So I think sucking up is probably not ended, right? Do you think?
No,
I'm watching the weeks before this.
It's this
let me go with this one. Best suck up. Okay. Ron DeSantis.
There we go.
Man.
There we go.
I think the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, suppose he grows up liking Hispanics.
Yeah, that's what I was They're going to be in a high school one day with other children. That's going to be a problem.
There's a great line in South Pacific. Kids have to be taught to hate. You have to be taught to hate. Up next, thank you, dear. You share our culture.
Absolutely.
You and me.
Yeah.
Up next, the big